Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for our next session on GIRIRAJ Govardhan Lila. So in the last session, last week, we had two sessions. In the first session, we discussed the glories of GIRIRAJ, Govardhan, and later we also discussed various pastimes of the manifestation of GIRIRAJ, how GIRIRAJ appeared in this world. We have seen that, and we discussed so many glories of GIRIRAJ. And on the second day, we began discussing the pastime of Krishna inaugurating Govardhan Puja. So Krishna noticed that Indra had great pride within his heart, and when he saw that all the Vrajavasis were worshipping Indra, Krishna thought Indra's worship should not continue. Because if he continues to receive worship, he'll become more and more proud, and he's a devotee. And Krishna doesn't like pride in his devotees. So Krishna stopped Indra Puja and inaugurated Govardhan Puja. So Indra was very proud and puffed up of his material opulence and his position as the king of heaven and the lord of rains. And Govardhan was a very, very humble devotee of Krishna. In fact, the best of all devotees, Haridasa Varya. So even Srimati Radharani glorified Govardhan. And Govardhan's services to entire Cowhead community are really immense. So Krishna thought of glorifying one devotee and humbling another devotee. Okay. When a devotee is in proper consciousness, Krishna likes to appreciate the devotee. But when a devotee is in improper consciousness, Krishna has to bring him back to his senses, right? So Krishna told the Vrajavasis to worship Govardhan mountain instead of Indra, and whatever is pleasing to Krishna, all the Vrajavasis would happily perform that. They do the needful, and Vrajavasis performed Govardhan Puja. And it was a very, very wonderful celebration that Vrajavasis had ever had. So they were circumambulating Govardhan, and to increase their faith in Govardhan, Krishna himself manifested as the mountain god, as Giriraj Govardhan on top of mountain, and accepted all their offerings with great eagerness. And all the Vrajavasis felt so happy that, oh, but Giriraj has come in front of us. Although we have been worshipping Indra for a long time, Indra never came before us. He never gave his darshan, but Giriraj gave darshan, although we worshipped him only once. Okay, they became so grateful, so excited, and they were glorifying Krishna with love and affection. And they did parikrama of Giriraj. They offered prayers to Giriraj for Krishna's protection, and they all went back. Meanwhile, Indra was unhappy. Although everybody in Vrindavan was happy with this new festival, Govardhan Puja, Indra became so unhappy. Indra was burning with fury, envy, pride. So Indra thought that these Vrajavasis are so proud that they have given up Indra Puja out of their sense of security and their wealth and their prosperity in the Cowhead community. So Indra wanted to teach a lesson to all the Vrajavasis. So what did Indra do? He called for Samvartaka clouds, which are generally employed for the destruction of the entire universe. Okay, and he also called some destructive winds. So all the colorful clouds and powerful winds came in front of Indra, and Indra ordered them, you should go and destroy entire Vrindavan. Okay, these people have not worshipped me. They have neglected, they have abandoned my worship. So just by giving importance to the words of an immature, inexperienced boy, a small child who is a little talkative, they are doing Deva Helanam. They are insulting the Devatas. How immature they are, how proud they are. I must teach a lesson. I must show what I am. Okay, so this is the nature of an egoistic person. So when we are too attached to our wealth and material identities, what will happen? Only our ego will be boosted. Okay, but when we are humble enough to identify ourselves as servants of Krishna, our devotion will be boosted. So whether we increase our false ego by having material consciousness, or whether we increase our devotion to Krishna by having spiritual consciousness, is our choice. So we need to make the choice. Okay, so Indra became furious, and he had sent this Samrataka clouds, and the clouds have created havoc in Vrindavan. They were pouring rain, and the rain drops were as big as elephants. Each drop was as big as an elephant, and the rain was pouring like column. The downpour of rain was like a thick, big pillar. Okay, have you seen in the highway, when you're traveling on highway, they make big pillars for the bridges, right? Over bridge, okay, flyovers. So they are standing on big, thick pillars, right? So like the thick pillars of rain are coming from the clouds to Vrindavan, inundating entire Vrindavan. There was no difference between highlands and lowlands. Everything became equal. Okay, and all the cows were tormented, all the gopas and gopis were tormented, and some cows got separated from their calves, and some cows even died apparently. So with great pain and difficulty, all these Vrajavasis, including cows and bulls, came to Nanda Bhavan, taking shelter of Krishna. Krishna, with your recommendation, with your advice, we have abandoned Indra Puja and did Govardhan Puja. Now Indra became angry. So please protect us. All these people came in front of Krishna. So Krishna has taken a vow. Tasmat mat sharanam gostham mannatham mat parigraham. So whoever has accepted me as my me as their protector, it is my responsibility to protect them in all ways, in all circumstances. There is no compromise in this. Okay, so Krishna has taken a vow to protect all his devotees. Okay, Gopaye Swatma Yogena. So Atma Yogena, by his own spiritual potency, Krishna will protect his devotees. So now we have discussed this till this point. This was only a summary of what we have already discussed. Now we will start from where we left. So 17th shloka. Chinmayi. Nahi sadbhavayuktanam Suranam Isha Vishmayah Matto Satam Manabhangah Prashamayopakalpate.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, very good. Nahi sadbhava yuktanam. So Krishna was thinking, this sudden unseasonal storm appeared in Vrindavan as a result of the pride of Devatas. Devatas are called sadbhava yuktanam. Sadbhava. Sat, they are in Sadguna. They have so many good qualities. They are in Sattvaguna. Sadbhava yuktanam. Devatas are supposed to be endowed with good intelligence, good qualities like tolerance, humility, patience, kindness. So these are the qualities of Devatas. Envy, pride, greed, anger, all these are qualities of Asuras. Sometimes, unfortunately, even Devatas behave like Asuras. Okay, that's what is happening with Indra now. Nahi sadbhava yuktanam suranam isha vishmayah. So Suras, Devatas, who are supposed to be sadbhava yukta, they are not supposed to be so proud. They are not supposed to be so puffed up of their qualities in this way. So I must reduce their pride, false pride. Mana bhanga. Mana is their pride. Bhanga means Krishna wants to destroy their false pride. Okay. So Kartik, you want to read this? Kartik or Kamakshi, one of you read.
Pitfalls of false pride. Mana or false prestige is certainly an anxiety-ridden burden for the conditioned soul. A falsely proud person is not truly peaceful or satisfied because his understanding of himself is false and inflated. Due to pride, the will to serve Krishna is crippled.
Okay, thank you. So false prestige is certainly a great burden. So a person who is very proud and puffed up of one's material qualities, he may think that I'm so great, I'm high, I'm above everyone else. They may think like that. But point is, they don't understand there is a lot above their head. So a proud person thinks that there are so many people below me. But proud people don't understand that there is a lot of load above their head. Okay, they're carrying a big mountain of false pride on their heads, thinking that we are above everyone, we are greater than everyone, we are superior to everyone. That sense of superiority complex is a product of foolishness, right? So false pride is basically a great burden. This is what Acharyas say. A falsely proud person is not truly peaceful or satisfied, because a proud person always wants to maintain his sense of pride, sense of superiority complex over others, and to maintain that status quo as better than others, greater than others. He has to endeavor a lot. He loses peace of mind, right? He cannot enjoy even whatever he has also. So because of his wrong understanding about himself, which is false and inflated, there is no peace. Another problem with false pride is their will to serve Krishna is crippled. So whenever a devata or anybody, a devotee, is falsely proud of one's capabilities, a sense of doership mentality comes in. A sense of pride comes in. Then their submissiveness, surrender, respect, and willingness to serve Krishna is gone. Okay, a proud person doesn't want to serve. That's the whole issue. Okay, service attitude is crippled. So that's what is happening with our Indra. So next shloka. Vaishnavi, you want to recite? Tasman macharanam goshtam.
Tasmat matcharanam goshtam.
Mannatham matparigraham.
Mannatham
Mannatam matparigraham.
Manna
Gopayesmatva
Gopale Svatamo Yogena
yoyam me vrata ahitaha.
Yoyamne Vrata Atiya.
Okay, thank you. So, here Krishna is exhibiting his quality of Bhakta Vatsala. Of all the qualities of Krishna, his Bhakta Vatsala quality is the supreme. Tasmat, therefore, Mat Sharanam Goshtham. This Goshtha, this cowherd community has taken my Sharan. Mannatham, they consider me as their Lord. Mat Parigraham, they have accepted me as their protector. Gopaye, I must protect them. Swa Atma Yogena, by my own potency. Right? So yam me vrata ahitaha. This is my vrata. Krishna has taken a vow to protect all his devotees. You remember last week we discussed that shloka, Krishno rakshatu me jagattare guru Krishnam namadhvam sada. I will not repeat it now. So Krishna is the supreme protector. So who will recite, who will read this? Krishna Priya, you can read this statement.
All of all this
Inconceivable
potencies of Krishna, his affection for his devotees is the most powerful. Bhakta Vatsala.
Krishna has unlimited energies, unlimited potencies, unlimited qualities. The best of all of them is Krishna's affection for his devotees. Krishna's intention to reciprocate with the love and affection of his devotees. So that is the best quality of Krishna. So Krishna thought, I must protect my devotees. So if Krishna wanted to protect Vrajavasis from Indra's rainfall, Krishna also wanted to protect Indra from his own pride. Don't think that Krishna is protecting Vrajavasis and he is against Indra. Vrajavasis are devotees, Indra is also devotee. So Krishna is protecting both the devotees. So Indra has to be protected from his own false pride, and Vrajavasis must be protected from Indra's rainfall. Okay, so this is how Krishna has made a plan to protect both of his devotees, right? So now, in the later, I think I'll not recite so many shlokas now. You can see the pictures only. So Krishna thought, I must lift Govardhan. Krishna reassured all the Vrajavasis. See, you have worshipped Govardhan, now Govardhan will protect you. Let's go to Govardhan. So Krishna went from Nanda Bhavan all the way to Govardhan. Okay. So when he was running towards Govardhan mountain, not a single raindrop fell on Krishna, not a single portion of Krishna's body or his dress became wet. So Krishna just ran towards the Govardhan mountain without even tightening his waist belt, and he effortlessly lifted Govardhan mountain with his left hand as if a small child lifts a mushroom. Have you seen mushroom in the rainy season? So children may go in and pick up mushroom, white mushroom like this. So Krishna has effortlessly picked up like that. Just like a baby elephant may pick up a sugar cane, how much effort is needed? So like that, this 7-year-old Krishna picked up the great mountain, Giriraj. Earlier, Krishna has done it. You remember in the 15th chapter, there was a big fight between Dhenukasur and Krishna. So Dhenukasur and Krishna were fighting with each other. So Krishna, Balaram, all the Gopas went to Talvan. There, Balaramji with his strong arms, he shook the mountain, shook this Tala tree, and all the fruits fell down. Then Dhenukasur came and started kicking Balaramji with his legs. And there was a little fight between Krishna, Balaram and Dhenukasur. Then Dhenukasur started fighting with Krishna. So at one point, Dhenukasur lifted Govardhan mountain and threw it on Krishna. And Krishna just caught it like a ball and then threw it back on Dhenukasur. Like that, Dhenukasur and Krishna were playing with Govardhan mountain as if it was a ball. Okay. So, Viryam Kandukitadrivarya Babalat Pare Parardham Guna. Krishna can lift Govardhan mountain as if it were a simple ball with which kids play. So now again Krishna is lifting Govardhan mountain. He lifted effortlessly like a child picks up a mushroom and he held it on the left hand. Okay. So as you are seeing here. And now he's calling all the Vrajavasis inside. You know, whom did he call first? Any guesses? whom did Krishna call first under Govardhan? Yes, Kamakshi, Kartik, any guess?
Radharani.
Okay. Any other options, Chinmay?
Prabhuji, Nanda Maharaj.
Okay. Krishna Priya?
Cows.
Oh my God. Okay, no one gave the right answer. Yashoda Mata. First he called Yashoda Mata. So when Indra created devastating rainfall in Vrindavan, all the Vrajavasis became worried about Krishna's safety. They are not worried about themselves. They are worried about Krishna's safety. Amongst all the Vrajavasis who are worrying about Krishna's safety, first rank goes to whom? As Naman Pandey said, Yashoda Mata. So Yashoda worries maximum about Krishna's safety. So Krishna thought, let me first call my mother. Mother Yashoda, please come in, come in. Of course, there is not much gap between Mother Yashoda's entrance and other Vrajavasis' entrance. All of them almost came together only. But although there may be some fraction of second gap, right? So in that fraction of second gap, Mother Yashoda stood first. So Mother Yashoda came inside. Then Nanda Maharaj, Rohini Mata, Balramji, all the Gopas and Gopis and cows and calves and monkeys and peacocks and bulls and buffaloes and doves and parrots. Everybody came under Govardhan. They were also carrying some eatables. They don't know when will the rain stop. So they also need to carry something, right? Some butter, some curd, some yogurt, some milk, some buttermilk. They were carrying some food items also. So Vrindavan means constant food, constant eating has to happen. Okay. So all of them came under the hill Govardhan. Now you see this picture. So everyone is rushing under Govardhan and Krishna is reassuring them. Okay. So without even tightening his cloth, Krishna just lifted Govardhan and he showed complete indifference towards Indra. Indra, we are creating a rainfall. It doesn't make any difference to me. I can protect my devotees. You don't worry. Okay. So when Krishna lifted Govardhan, you know what happened? There were so many flower trees on top of Govardhan, right? So flowers started falling from the top of Govardhan. There was a Pushabhishek around Govardhan. Okay. So there was flowers around Govardhan and Vrajavasis are given such wonderful entrance. So when you're a special guest at some special event, people may just throw flowers as you're just going inside. Right? So like that, all the Vrajavasis are invited under Govardhan with flowers, with a flower carpet. Right? At the entrance of Govardhan, they were finding flowers. So they went inside and they went inside. Then along with flowers, some big boulders and some big mud blocks and some sand, some mud also fell down. So all the mud and little stones that are falling from Govardhan, when Krishna lifted Govardhan, formed a nice wall around Govardhan so that the flood waters do not come inside. Very nice system, right? So when Krishna picked up Govardhan mountain, a small rock got detached from the middle of Govardhan, from its bottom, so that Krishna has a nice stage. As you are seeing in this picture, Krishna is sitting on a stage. Krishna is standing on a stage, right? So an elevated portion is there for Krishna so that he can be visible by everyone, right? So this got disconnected. This rock got disconnected from the bottom of Govardhan mountain and Krishna held it. So like that, Krishna was holding and all the Vrajavasis confidently went inside Govardhan. So now you have a question. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of Vrajavasis actually. There are some human beings, Gopas and Gopis. There were so many cows, 9 lakh cows are there in Nanda Maharaj Goshala only. How many Goshalas are there in Vrindavan? You put all of them together. So can Govardhan mountain, which is a medium-sized hill, can it accommodate so many such Vrajavasis under it? You have an umbrella. How many people can stand an umbrella? 1, 2, 3, 4. Even if you squeeze tightly, 3, 4 people only umbrella can accommodate. Now here is a Govardhan mountain, which is an umbrella that can accommodate hundreds and thousands of Vrajavasis, including all thousands and lakhs of cows. Why? Because of the touch of Krishna's little finger, Govardhan started expanding. Govardhan became bigger and bigger and bigger, very big. So it's a very huge umbrella to accommodate every single Vrajavasi. So then all the Vrajavasis came under the shelter of Giriraj. And Krishna is called RASARAJ. RASARAJ means the king of all rasas. Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He is the object of all rasas. And he can connect with any devotee in any rasa. Some people love him as a brother. Some people love him as a friend. Some devotees love him as a son. Right? Some people see Krishna as a lover. So Krishna can reciprocate with all these devotees in different flavors. Right? He's Akhila Rasamrita Murti. He's RASARAJ. Now that RASARAJ lifted Giriraj, Govardhan, to teach a lesson to Suraraj, Indra. Who is Suraraj? Indra, the king of all the Devatas. So RASARAJ lifted Giriraj to teach a lesson to Suraraj, and Vrajaraj Nanda Maharaj came under Giriraj along with all the citizens that he had. Okay, so like that, it was a very pleasurable festival that's going to happen now. And this festival that happened under Govardhan, under Giriraj Govardhan, is a greater festival compared to even Govardhan Puja that they did some time back. Okay, we do Govardhan Puja, but we can't celebrate this special festival in Vrindavan where Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain and all the devotees are under him. But we can celebrate this festival by discussing how Krishna did it. Okay, so then all the cows and calves came there. Meanwhile, Indra is becoming little worried on top. So he's sending so many clouds, Samvartaka Meghas. There are cloud devatas. They are presiding deities for rivers, mountains. Similarly, clouds also, Megharaj. So all the Meghas went to Indra and reported, Indra, may there be victory to you. Indra asked, so you destroyed Vrindavan? You destroyed all the Vrajavasis? Then the cloud said, yes, we can't see a single Vrajavasi. Looks like just by your thunderbolt, all the Vrajavasis were burnt to ashes. We only see our rains. We only see our floods. We don't see, not a single human being is seen there in Vrindavan. Then Indra became so happy, excited. But he said, you should go back and check again. So they went back. They saw. And they noticed that this Govardhan mountain, which was supposed to be touching the ground, just went above in the sky. It's lifted. Something is happening. Oh, under Govardhan, there are so many people. All the Vrajavasis went under Govardhan. Then they went to Indra and gave another report. They said that Indra, Vrajavasis did not die. Oh, what are you saying? Then they said that all the Vrajavasis have made some cave under Govardhan. They all went under the hill. Looks like Govardhan hill raised above the ground level as if it had wings. Indra had the experience of cutting the wings of all mountains. You know, earlier, mountains used to have wings. Mountains can fly anywhere. Okay, just like airplanes are there, like that mountains also used to fly. So Indra thought that there's so many mountains are there, they are flying here and there. Whenever they land, they would crush so many people under their bottom. So they should not fly anymore. So Indra has cut the wings of so many mountains. Okay. So now Indra thought that, oh, I have cut the wings of so many mountains earlier. Looks like Govardhan has developed some wings. That's why it's floating in the sky. And all these poor Vrajavasis went under Govardhan. Okay, but doesn't matter. So I will create rainfall that can destroy Govardhan also. Okay. He ordered all the Vrajavasis. He ordered all the clouds and winds. Go and destroy that Govardhan and all the people who are sitting under Govardhan also. Destroy everything. Okay. And all the clouds went again to create more havoc in Vrindavan. Okay. So now Krishna protected Vrajavasis by using Govardhan, isn't it? Now Krishna has to protect Govardhan also. Govardhan is also devotee. He's the best of all devotees. So how would Krishna protect Govardhan? So Krishna called for Sudarshan Chakra. Sudarshan Chakra, come here. He doesn't have to speak it out. Because Krishna is omnipotent, Krishna is omniscient, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. As soon as he desires to do something, automatically his servants and his energies will arrange for whatever Krishna desires. So that knowing that Krishna is wanting to protect Govardhan mountain, Sudarshan Chakra manifested there. Sudarshan Chakra with his thousands of spokes started circling, rotating above Govardhan. This is Govardhan mountain and Sudarshan Chakra is just rotating here like this. The Sudarshan Chakra is absorbing every single drop of water that is coming from Indra's clouds. Not a single drop of water touched even Govardhan. Okay, Govardhan is protected from top. And Krishna is there to give bliss to Govardhan with his touch. Okay, so that's happening nicely. But what about the flood waters that are everywhere around Govardhan? Now you have Chitri, you have your umbrella on your head. So rainwater is not coming from the top. Okay, your head is not becoming wet, but your feet will become wet, right? Water is coming from all sides, isn't it? So Krishna has to protect. And already some protective wall is created by the mud that is falling from Govardhan when Krishna lifted Govardhan, but that is not sufficient. So Krishna thought, I should call Anantasesha now. So Anantasesha came there. The huge serpent, Anantasesha came and started coiling around Govardhan mountain, creating the thick wall. It's a thick wall covering all the Vrajavasis from all sides. So the winds, the rains, the floods, the thunderstorms created by Indra had absolutely no effect on the Vrajavasis. They are protected from all sides. Now you may have a question. So all the Vrajavasis are packed in a dark room or what? So there is Govardhan on top and on all sides there is Anantasesha. And what about light? What about air? So inside this packed container, all the Vrajavasis, what were they doing? How did they get light? It's dark everywhere. So did Krishna put some 2000 watt bulbs everywhere under Govardhan hanging from the ceiling, from top? No stars, no sun, no moon. So how will they get light? The answer is Krishna is self-effulgent. Although Krishna is dark, the dark body of Krishna emanates divine effulgence. After all, Krishna is the source of entire Brahman effulgence. So the effulgence that is coming from Krishna's body is called Brahmajyoti. And when the Brahmajyoti is there, the impersonalists cannot even see Krishna's face. In Upanishad, the devotees have to pray, oh Krishna, please remove this effulgence. It's too much of shining in front of my eyes. I can't see your face. So to that degree, Krishna is shining. So Krishna can emanate light from his body. He's self-effulgent, right? Not that he wants to blind all the Vrajavasis with his shine. He will emanate that much light which is needed. Just like we switch on our lights also in our room as much as it is needed, right? So Krishna is effulgent. And in fact, all the bodies of Vrajavasis were also effulgent. Vrajavasis were not in material bodies. They were in spiritual bodies. So the spiritual bodies of Krishna and spiritual bodies of all the Vrajavasis produced sufficient light under Govardhan. Although the Anantasesha is coiling around. So you may think that, okay, the coils are like this. Maybe he just lifted some some coils like this so that some shine comes between. Not like that. So they're effulgent. They're self-effulgent. So in this way, Krishna made all arrangements to protect Vrajavasis and to protect Govardhan also. So inside, this is important. You know why I kept this picture here? You remember what is this picture? Krishna, this is Brahma Mohan Lila. So Krishna went on the banks of Yamuna, and as you're seeing in this picture, he would sit in the middle. All the other Gopas would sit in concentric circles around Krishna. So there are thousands and thousands of Gopas, but every single Gopa has the experience of seeing Krishna face to face on this Yamuna bank during the lunch break. Similarly, in this Govardhan Lila also, Krishna lifted Govardhan and some Vrajavasis were surrounding Krishna on his left side, on his right side, behind Krishna, in front of Krishna, and there are hundreds and thousands and lakhs of Vrajavasis and cows. They are very far away from Krishna also in one sense. Krishna is in the middle of Govardhan and they are spread all over under Govardhan. But every single Vrajavasi under Govardhan is getting the experience of seeing Krishna face to face and smiling at Krishna, and Krishna is smiling at them. So when I'm turning towards this side, people behind me cannot see my face. But although Krishna is facing one side while lifting Govardhan, people behind Krishna also are able to see Krishna's face. Okay, this is the miracle that Krishna has performed. Of all the inconceivable potencies of Krishna, the greatest is his intention to satisfy his devotees' love. His ability to reciprocate with the love and affection of his devotees, right? So there was a storm above Govardhan, and there is another storm underneath Govardhan. You know what is that? Krishna is the rain cloud. Krishna's body resembled a rain cloud. So for a storm, you need rain and clouds, right? So Krishna's body is like that rain cloud, and the peacock feather on Krishna's head is like the rainbow. And Krishna's yellow dhoti, golden yellow dhoti, is like lightning. Okay. So Krishna's loving smile and pleasing glances are the rain. So Krishna's rain cloud, and the rain is Krishna's smiles and glances, and lightning is Krishna's dhoti, and rainbow is Krishna's peacock feather. And in this rain, in this storm, all the Vrajavasis are getting drenched. They escaped Indra's storm, but they are exposed to Krishna's storm of sweetness. There's a storm of sweetness. There's a great rain of sweetness. Okay. So then, to increase this sweetness and to also enhance the pleasure of the Vrajavasis, Krishna picked up his flute and started playing. Okay. We'll discuss about Krishna's flute playing. But basically, Krishna wants to give an opportunity to all the Vrajavasis now to see him always. So there's a background to this Govardhan Lila. Nothing happens randomly. Whichever pastime happens in Krishna Lila, it happens for multiple reasons, not just one reason. So what happens is, in Vrindavan, early in the morning, Krishna would be bathed by Mother Yashoda, dressed by Mother Yashoda, decorated by Mother Yashoda, and Yashoda Mata would send send Krishna along with the cows and the gopas to the forest. Okay. So Yashoda Mata is going, Krishna is going to the forest. So Krishna spends the whole day in the forest along with the cows and along with the boys. So all the Shanta Bhaktas and all the Sakya Bhaktas get Krishna's company throughout the day. And in the evening, Krishna comes back playing his flute, back to Mother Yashoda. So all the Dasya Bhaktas and all the Vatsalya Bhaktas again get Krishna's company. I think we discussed it before also. They get Krishna's company in the evening. And what about Madhurya Bhaktas? All the younger gopis? The younger gopis would get to see Krishna when Krishna is entering forest and when Krishna is coming back from the forest to the village. Okay. Thus, at different times in the day, at different parts of the day, different devotees in Vrindavan get Krishna's company, Krishna's association. Right? Yashoda Mata cannot see Krishna whole day because he's in forest. All the gopas cannot see Krishna throughout the night because he's in the home. Sometimes the gopas would come at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the night and they would start banging on Yashoda Mata's door. Mata, Yashoda, open the door, open the door. They were just banging, and then Yashoda Mata would just come and they, what happened? Who is the person? She opens the door. Nobody's there. And she looks down. There are some kids there. So kids are not so tall, right? They can't see directly. So when she opens the door, the children are there. And they would say, Krishna, come. We have to go to the forest. And Yashoda Mata says, it's 1 o'clock in the night. It's not the right time for you to take the cows and calves and Krishna into the forest. You should go back, sleep, get up in the morning, then you get ready, then I'll send Krishna. Then she would send. So like that, all the gopas are missing Krishna throughout the night. And what about Mother Yashoda? Yashoda Mata was sitting in the home, thinking of Krishna. What will my Krishna do now? It's lunchtime. Did he take lunch, or is he just playing with the boys only? So she was always thinking of Krishna when Krishna is in the forest throughout the day. Sometimes Mother Yashoda would call the house servants Raktaka, Patraka, Chitraka. There are some servants in Nanda Maharaj's house. She would call. She would make some special laddus for Krishna and would tell Raktaka, Patraka, you go and give these laddus to Krishna in the forest. And this boy will go all the way to the forest. By lunchtime, he would reach the forest and he would give these laddus to Krishna. Okay. So like that, Mother Yashoda was missing Krishna throughout the day. And in the evening, as the time is close to sunset, Mother Yashoda would tell the younger Gopas, the younger Gopis, they would come to Mother Yashoda. They won't go to the forest. The younger girls, they would come to Mother Yashoda and they would help her in her household duties also. And Yashoda Mata would say, hey, it's getting 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Can you just go and check whether Krishna is coming? Then the younger girls would say, no, Mother Yashoda, don't worry. There's more time to come. Okay. So again, Mother Yashoda, after a few minutes, she will ask, will you please go on the terrace and see whether Krishna is coming or not? One little girl just runs on the top of the Nanda Bhavan, and from there she would see Krishna is nowhere to be seen. And she would come back and report to Mother Yashoda. Yashoda Mata, Krishna is not coming. Okay, it will take some more time. Yashoda is worrying about Krishna, anticipating Krishna's arrival at any moment. So as time progresses, suddenly one young girl comes to Mother Yashoda and says, Yashoda Mata, I have seen Krishna is just outskirts, in the outskirts only. I have seen the cows. Dust is rising. So Krishna is coming. Then Mother Yashoda says, oh yes, he will be coming here in few minutes. You should make Aarti plate ready. You should make all the worship paraphernalia ready. And all the gopis would make all these arrangements. And slowly Krishna would be playing flute and glancing at the other gopis on the way. And he would slowly come to Nanda Bhavan. Okay. And he's seeing Mother Yashoda. He would just stretch his arms and then he would go and embrace Mother Yashoda. And Yashoda Mata would bring that Aarti plate and then start doing Aarti to Krishna. Not with respect and reverence, but with love and affection. So when you do Aarti, it's like, what is that called? Dishti. In Telugu, we call all that. So mothers also do something Aarti to children so that all the bad glances upon them will be nullified. So Mother Yashoda would do like that, and then she would take Krishna inside, bathe Krishna, dress Krishna, feed Krishna, and make him sleep. So Yashoda Mata is missing Krishna throughout the day, and other Gopas are missing Krishna throughout the night. Cows are missing Krishna. So Krishna thought, all these Vrajavasis are hankering for my association constantly, but they're able to see me only at different parts of the day. So let me bring all these gopis and gopas and the cows and the calves and young elders and youngers, brahmanas, servants, everybody under one roof, under Govardhan roof. Okay. So 7 days, 7 nights, 7 by 24, let them see me. This is Krishna's plan. You think Indra has created this Govardhan festival? No. It is Krishna who has created. A byproduct is Indra's pride is gone. Okay, it's just a byproduct. So Krishna gave an opportunity to all the devotees of Vrindavan to see him continuously 7 days and 7 nights. Okay. So now this picture depicts the exact details of how Krishna was standing. So Krishna was standing in the middle of Govardhan on a small raised platform, and he was playing his flute. He was lifting the mountain, and Mother Rohini is holding Balramji, embracing on his left side. And on her left side is, her right side is Yashoda Mata and Nanda Maharaj and other Gopas. And on the right side, means our right side, you see Radharani and all the younger gopis. This is how they sat. And here is Batu, Madhumangal, who is accessible to everyone, making fun nicely, making jokes to encourage everyone, to reassure everyone, to make everyone laugh. That is his job. Okay, this is what Madhumangal is doing. So now let's hear some conversations that happened under Govardhan. Very beautiful. So GIRIRAJ was like a huge house decorated with jewels now. And that house had a central pillar, sapphire pillar, that is Krishna in the middle. And you see, sometimes when you see an umbrella that has pearl strings hanging on all sides, it looks very nice, right? Just imagine an umbrella that has pearl strings hanging on all sides. Similarly, whatever little droplets of water that is touching Govardhan and then falling on all sides, they are like pearl strings just hanging on all sides, giving a very beautiful look. Okay, so that was the beauty of Giriraj. Then Krishna started reciprocating with everyone of all these devotees. The cows drank the rays of Krishna's moon-like face. And all the other Brahmanas and devotees in Santasa was astonished to see Krishna like that. And the servants in Dasyarasa, like Raktaka, Patraka, and all these people, they constantly served Krishna. Even Yashoda Mata is also serving Krishna. So sometimes, as Krishna is lifting, Krishna would get perspired. And Yashoda Mata would take her sari and then just come wipe Krishna's perspiration, drops of perspiration like this. Okay. So like that, mothers are serving Krishna, servants are serving Krishna, and all rasas Krishna is receiving. And in intimate Sakhyarasa, Madhumangal, Subal, they started joking with Krishna. And the gopis in Madhurya Rasa, they were exhibiting their deep love for Krishna through their loving glances. Okay. Now it's not that the younger gopis are just seeing Krishna when Krishna is entering forest and coming back from the forest. 7/24 they can see Krishna. Of course, here also everybody is there. They have to hide their faces and then secretly see Krishna, but they have a continuous opportunity to see Krishna. Okay, so that makes their life very happy. So now, seeing this mood, now mood is very happy, but still there is some kind of anxiety, some kind of tension inside. So Batu, means Madhumangal, he is very expert in cracking jokes and making everyone laugh. So he told Krishna, Krishna, you must be tired. You relax for some time. Okay. So I will hold Giriraj. I have my Brahmanical power and I have this golden stick. I will hold Giriraj. You just relax for some time. And Yashoda Mata spoke to Krishna. Krishna, you always act very impudently. You have abruptly stopped Indra Puja and made Indra angry. Now your soft butter-like hands must bear this heavy weight of Govardhan mountain. Okay, how can you handle that? Yashoda Mata is expressing her anxiety and worry as a mother. And Batu said, Mother Yashoda, don't become angry with Krishna. If Indra had not become angry, if he had not created this rainfall, we would not get a chance to relish this Krishna's beautiful Giridhari form. Giridhari form of Krishna is very sweet. Giridhari means one who holds Giri, mountain. So sweet. We are able to relish the beauty of Krishna's sweet form through our eyes now. Yashoda Mata said, you bold one, you always speak like this. How can holding a heavy burden on your hand be a display of sweetness? It's distress. You can't understand a mother's heart. Krishna is perspiring. His face became very pale. How can a mother tolerate this? So Yashoda Mata is just expressing her worry. And Krishna said, Mother, don't worry. I am not getting tired. In fact, Giriraj is floating in the sky on his own. I am just an instrument of his will. I am just barely touching my finger to Giriraj. Giriraj is just floating. In fact, what Krishna said is also true. Giriraj is very happy, ecstatic. He's just really floating in the sky by the touch of Krishna's divine lotus finger. Okay. So Yashoda Mata replied, okay, I understand. Giriraj is very merciful. He has given us darshan also during Govardhan Puja. He is merciful. He is happily floating by touching your hand. But still you're in this posture for a long time. Okay. So I will believe that Giriraj is floating, provided you give up your hand. Okay. And let me see Giriraj Govardhan floating on its own without the touch of your hand. Krishna cannot do that, right? Krishna cannot do that because Giriraj needs the charging. Without charging, your phone will not work, right? So Giriraj has to be having a constant supply of charging with the touch of Krishna's little finger. So, and meanwhile, Madhumangal intruded and said, Mother, Yashoda, don't you know that Giriraj is sitting on Krishna's hand by the strength of my mantras? I am chanting mantras and Krishna is holding Govardhan. Govardhan is floating. Then Yashoda Mata started scolding Madhumangal. What nonsense are you speaking? I am burning in anxiety and you are making jokes. Then seeing Mother Yashoda little aggressive, Nanda Maharaj interrupted and said, Yashoda, you should not scold Batu. He is very expert in encouraging others. He's appreciating our son. He's encouraging all of us. Why are you scolding him? Then, meanwhile, other Vrajavasis also started talking about Krishna amongst themselves and seeing Krishna's extraordinary beauty, his enchanting dress, his yellow dhoti, red color waistcloth. That color is also mentioned. Red color waistcloth and ankle bells, loving glances, Tribhanga form, gentle smiles. All the Vrajavasis are mesmerized. They completely forgot where they are. What is the current situation? What is that context? They just completely forgot, and they were just absorbed in seeing the attractive threefold bending form of Krishna. And meanwhile, Krishna wanted to ease the whole atmosphere little more. So to reassure all the Vrajavasis that he's not exerting himself so much, Krishna picked up his flute and started playing. So if Krishna is playing flute, people will think that Krishna is not exerting himself so much. To reassure them, Krishna picked up his flute and softly started playing some music there. Then Madhumangal became anxious. All the other Vrajavasis were just happy, hearing Krishna's flute song. But Madhumangal became very anxious. He said, Krishna, don't play your flute. Why are you playing your flute now? Hearing your sweet melodies, flowing rivers will stop like stones. And hard rocks will melt like water, melt like ice. Now, when you start playing flute, Giriraj Govardhan will melt, and before Indra's rain can touch us, Giriraj himself will inundate us and we will die under Giriraj. So please don't play your flute. It's not the right time for you to play your flute. So mountains melt into rivers when you play flute. Then other Gopa said, Madhumangal, don't be restless. Right? Stop. Giriraj knows, Govardhan knows when to melt and when not to melt. Manam tanoti sahado ganayostayoryat yadrama Krishna charana sparasha pramoda. But the touch of the divine lotus feet of Krishna and Balaram, the stones of Giri Govardhan melt. And the footprints of Krishna and Balaram are imprinted on the stones of Govardhan many times. So Govardhan knows when to melt. When Krishna and Balaram are on top of Govardhan. But when they're under Govardhan, Govardhan will not melt. So when to melt and when not to melt, Giriraj knows. Giriraj has patience. Okay. Although Govardhan gets thrilled with ecstasy, he quickly recovers his composure. He continues to protect us. Haridasavarya, okay, Govardhan will not melt while continuing to hear the nectar of Krishna's feet. Because a devotee is not desirous of one's own ecstasy, a devotee is conscious of service also. Mother Yashoda was feeding Krishna her milk, as we discussed in Damodar Lila. She was in ecstasy, but she was conscious of her service also. Padmagandha milk is overflowing. She has to go and set it right. In Dwaraka, there is a devotee named Daruka, the driver of Krishna. And this Daruka, once he was fanning Krishna. When he was fanning, some tears of ecstasy came out of his eyes, tears of love. And Daruka could not fan properly because the tears are coming and blinding his eyes, making the vision blurred. So Daruka condemned these tears, and he wiped the tears and continued the service. Similarly, devotees will not allow their ecstasies create obstacles in their services. Right? Ecstasy later, first do the service properly. Giriraj knows this. He's Haridasavarya, best of all servants, right? So then Madhumangal is calmed down. Krishna is continuing to play flute. All the devotees of different rasas were relishing Krishna's flute song. Then, meanwhile, the Madhurya gopis, the younger girls, they started smiling, blissfully looking at Krishna's glances. So gopis, when they come in front of Krishna, they don't blink their eyes. It's not there in their system only to blink their eyes. If they blink their eyes, within that one eye blink duration, they will experience millions of yugas of separation from Krishna. So they don't blink their eyes. So with their love-laden glances, they are just showering, they are bathing Krishna with their love, with their unblinking eyes. Then Krishna also started looking at them. Krishna was looking at the gopis, Krishna was looking at Srimati Radharani, and seeing Krishna and being touched by Krishna's loving glances, Srimati Radharani was very happy, became very blissful, and she started showering Krishna by her glances. Actually, Radharani was empowering Krishna to hold Govardhan like that, okay, so that Krishna becomes stable. So, but when Radharani glanced on Krishna, Krishna became little disturbed, okay, and you know why he became disturbed? Krishna is glancing on the gopis, and the gopis are glancing on Krishna, and Balramji kind of noticed it, okay, and Krishna noticed that Balramji noticed it, and Krishna felt shy. When Krishna felt shy like this, he started shaking, and this Govardhan mountain started shaking. When Krishna shakes, when the handle of the umbrella shakes, the umbrella also shakes, right? So Govardhan started shaking, and immediately all the other younger Gopas just gave an indication to Radharani, hey, don't look at Krishna. If you glance on Krishna, he will get disturbed and GIRIRAJ will fall, and everybody will come to know that there is some kind of secret exchange is happening between you and Krishna. So they kind of calmed her down, and Radharani immediately covered her face with her cloth, as you are seeing in this picture. Okay, so when GIRIRAJ was shaking, all the younger Gopas and elder Gopas especially, they picked up their sticks and they started holding GIRIRAJ from bottom. You see all the sticks behind? So all the Gopas wanted to support Krishna. Maybe Krishna is tired, he's trembling, and Govardhan is also trembling. You must give him support. You must help him. So they all started holding their sticks together. Okay. So now Madhumangal said, what are you doing? He's speaking to elders also. He's a little bold. He can speak to elders also in a very casual tone. What are you doing? Don't you think you are just scratching the bottom of GIRIRAJ by holding your sticks? You are not doing anything. Krishna is lifting and I am chanting mantras, right? So why are you putting your sticks below? Then Krishna said, hey, Madhumangal, you should not be speaking so boldly to elders like that. These cowhead men, out of their deep affection for me, out of their parental love for me, they are trying to help me by holding these sticks. Okay. So, and Krishna respectfully thanked all the Gopas for supporting him, for helping him. So meanwhile, Mother Yashoda gained some composure and spoke to Krishna. Krishna, you must be very tired. Your belly has caved in now. You know, mother's vision is that however much the child eats and the belly is just coming out, mother thinks that belly is going inside. She wants to continuously feed. And Krishna is so restless that he would eat at least 8 times, 8 meals from Mother Yashoda. And he would also go to Upananda's house, Nanda Maharaj's brother's houses, and his aunts will feed him. He would eat all that. And on top of it, he would also go to different gopis' houses and steals butter and he would eat it. Krishna has unlimited capacity to eat, right? More than you can feed. So Mother Yashoda is seeing Krishna tired, holding up this mountain. So she said, seeing your lotus face withered from fasting, even the cows are not eating anything. You are giving grasses to cows under Govardhan, Suyavasa, and cows are not eating. So please stop playing your flute and let me feed you some cakes, some cream, some creamy curd. So you should eat all these items along with Balram and your friends. Immediately Madhumangal said, yes, Mother Yashoda, I completely agree with you. Right? So you spoke correctly. So we must eat now. So he's always ready to eat. He's more eager than Krishna to eat. So Madhumangal started giving some teachings to Krishna. Krishna, whatever parents say is for our welfare. You should never go against the parents. Mother Yashoda is speaking that you must eat something. She's also upset that you are very hungry. I'm also upset that you are hungry. Let's eat. Okay. So in this way, and even amidst this terrible devastation the Vrajavasis had a very delightful time under Govardhan. Okay, they had very beautiful, wonderful conversations that happened under Govardhan. So, Vrajavasis, although they were personally seeing Krishna holding Govardhan up like this, they were not having any reverential feelings towards Krishna. They were not thinking that Krishna is God, Krishna has so many powers, Krishna is supreme, that's why he's able to hold this mountain up. They were not thinking like that. They were only thinking out of love. They were seeing Krishna as a small child who needs their affection, and whenever Krishna does this superhuman activities, the love of the Vrajavasis for him only increases. That will not reduce. Even if Krishna directly kills some demons in front of the eyes of all the Vrajavasis never think that Krishna is God. The display of Krishna's power also will increase their love only. Okay, so even Ananta, who has thousands of mouths, even if he describes this Govardhan pastime that happened for 7 days, if he describes it for 7 days of Brahma also, he won't be able to complete. So there is unlimited sweetness in this whole pastime of Govardhan. And this Govardhan pastime showcases all the rasas, Krishna's reciprocations with all the rasas, all the devotees of all the rasas. Okay. Yashoda Rohini Nando Ramascha Balinam Varaha Krishnam Alingya Yujur Asishaha Sneha Kataraha. So Yashoda, Mother Rohini, Nanda Maharaj, Balram, all of them had embracing Krishna from below. Okay, so they were overwhelmed with affection. So now, in this way, 7 days and 7 nights passed in Vrindavan. And meanwhile, what's happening with Govardhan? What's happening with Indra? So let's shift the camera from below Govardhan to above Govardhan, into the sky, into the clouds. So in the clouds, if you zoom in, Indra is crying. Okay, no rain was falling, only tears were falling. So Indra called all the clouds. He asked, so what's happening to the rain? Then the clouds said, no more rain left. Clouds have a limited quantity of water within themselves. The clouds said, Indra, we don't have any more water to pour on Govardhan or Vrindavan. We don't even have enough water to shed tears. Even tears are also not coming out. Water is over, right? When there's no water in the body, even tears also cannot come out. So like that, all the clouds said, we cannot help you anymore. See, this is very unfortunate. All the clouds, in one sense, they are okay, innocent. They did not have any intention to kill Krishna or kill the Vrajavasis or destroy Vrindavan. But they had a bad leader, Indra. So when leaders do not have right consciousness, and when they engage their followers in wrong activities, that will unnecessarily create havoc in the lives of the leaders and the followers and other people also, right? Unless Krishna intervenes and does something there. Okay. So in this way, Indra was completely humbled. And when Indra was humbled, other devatas started laughing. Okay. Basically, other devatas are not so much in favor of Indra. Indra displayed his great pride and strength by trying to destroy Govardhan and Vrajavasis, but nobody is supporting him, actually speaking. Okay. So now Krishna understood that Indra is humbled. He stopped rain and I can keep the mountain back. He announced that, okay, Vrajavasis, my dear Gopas and the Gopis. So generally in this world, people may call my dear ladies and gentlemen, that's how they address in a meeting. But Krishna says, my dear Gopas and Gopis and cows and calves, please go out of Govardhan. Now rain is over. We can see sunshine. Indra is completely humbled. Please go out. No, some Gopas said, Krishna, I think you should go out first. Okay, you should go out first. We'll hold Govardhan. We'll clear all the cows and gopis and other Vrajavasis, and we will come. Aram se. Then Krishna said, okay, fine, no problem. So Krishna slightly released his finger and allowed the weight Giriraj, Govardhan, fall on their sticks. All the sticks got broken. And all the Vrajavasis who were boasting that they will go last, they ran away. And then Krishna allowed everyone to move out, and he placed Govardhan mountain back in its place. Now, in front of everybody, all the gopas and the gopis and the cows and the calves and the bulls and buffaloes and peacocks and monkeys, everybody was there. Elders, old people, brahmanas, women, men, everybody was there. In front of everyone, Krishna kept Govardhan back in its place. How did he keep? No one knows. Right? So how expertly Krishna has lifted Govardhan and kept it back in its place. See, Govardhan is like this. Okay. Now Krishna is in the middle. He has come out, right? So how would he come out and then place it back? It's little inconceivable. Everybody was watching, but nobody could understand how Krishna did it. Okay. This is what Gopal Champu says. We may think that we understood Krishna's Leelas, but we cannot understand. We cannot understand. It's not necessary to understand everything also. We can just relish Krishna's inconceivable potencies. So that's how we enjoy more than by seeing things from a logical perspective. In 10th Canto Pastimes, let's keep our logical abilities little aside. Okay, let's not bring in that logic into picture so much. So you can use it all in Bhagavad Gita, Isopanishad, there you can use your logic. But in 10th Canto, let the emotions, let the love, let the hearts understand the pastimes, not the intelligence only. So Krishna kept the mountain back in its place. Then as soon as Krishna came out, all the Vrajavasis surrounded Krishna and said, Krishna, with this little hand, you have lifted Govardhan. My God, you must be tired. Especially the young, older gopis, they took Krishna's hand and started massaging. Krishna, you did so much of hard work. Just imagine, 7 days you are doing some asana and then keeping your hand straight only like this. Okay, 7 days you keep your hand like this. It's a little tiring, right? All the way started massaging Krishna's shoulder and hand, and some gopis started kissing Krishna's hand. Like that, they expressed their love. And the cows and calves came forward. They started licking Krishna's body. And some gopas came and started lifting Krishna in the air, okay, on their shoulders. So then Krishna, because Vrajavasis are a little worried that Krishna exerted himself so much by lifting Govardhan for 7 days and 7 nights, Krishna wanted to calm them down, reduce their anxiety. See, they are anxious of Krishna. Krishna is anxious of the Vrajavasis. This is the love between Krishna and Vrajavasis. They are worried about Krishna's safety, Krishna's happiness. And Krishna is also concerned about their emotions, their feelings. So Krishna started playing his flute again. After keeping the mountain back, he started playing his flute. Then Yashoda Mata came, Krishna, is it the time for you to play flute? You can't play flute now. You should eat something. You have not eaten properly. I have made this nice tambula with very wonderful, tasty ingredients. Please take it. But Krishna is continuing to play flute. Okay. Then Yashoda called Subal. Subal, you are expert in convincing Krishna to eat. Sometimes when one child is not eating properly, mother is unable to feed the child, some other child will come, some friend or some elder brother or sister would come and then do something to the child and the child eat. So like that, Subal is expert in doing all this. Subal is a trusted Gopa for Mother Yashoda. So Yashoda called Subal and said, somehow convince this Krishna to eat this tambula. Since Subal said few sweet words and ate it, he stopped playing flute. Then all the Vrajavasis had to go back homes. But not a single Vrajavasi was in the mood to go back home. So they all wanted to stay there only to see Krishna. But Krishna said, hey, go. So all of them first. So next day, as usual, we have only 13 minutes. I have a lot to speak, a lot of long stories there. But I'll see how much I can speak. So the Vrajavasis went back. So the next day, the elder Gopas came to Nanda Maharaj Something happened to their minds. Okay. And elder Gopas came and spoke to Krishna, spoke to Nanda Maharaj. Krishna was playing usual with the Gopas, 7-year-old boy. The elder Gopa said, Nanda Maharaj, looks like your son is God. Your son must be the Supreme Lord Bhagavan. He must be having some special powers. So, have you ever heard or seen a 7-year-old child holding a great mountain for 7 days and 7 nights? Is it possible, even in dreams? Looks like your son is God, he's not an ordinary person. Then, and they started enumerating all the pastimes of Krishna, a review. Krishna killed Putana when he was 100 days old. Krishna killed Sakatasur when he was just 3 months old. Krishna killed Trinavarta when he was 1 year old. Krishna uprooted Yamalarjuna trees when he was hardly 2-3 years old. Krishna killed Vatsasur, Bakasur. Then other asuras that Krishna has killed till then, all the Vrajavasis started enumerating, recounting all those demon-killing pastimes, and finally said, your son must be God. Okay, he's very special. Then Maharaj was a bit surprised at this. And he said, before he said, as the Gopas were speaking to Nanda Maharaj, Krishna came there. As usual, 7-year-old boy. Then seeing Krishna, all the elder Gopas became overwhelmed with love and affection. They started hugging Krishna and patting Krishna, giving him some gifts and bananas and some butter, like that. And Krishna took and then smiled at them and then ran away again. So then the Gopas say, we understand by his activities that he must be God. He must be the Supreme Lord. But we also feel an overwhelming parental affection, fatherly affection for your son. We can't understand. When we don't display that affection towards Krishna, he will feel disappointed. We can see that. And we feel bad. We can also notice within ourselves. So what is this phenomena? We can't understand. All the elder Gopas were speaking to Nanda Maharaj like this. And Nanda Maharaj said, my dear Gopas, I must tell you one secret, which I have hidden from you for a long time, for 7 years. What was that secret? Anyone knows the secret? Yes, Kamakshi, you want to try? What was the secret that Nanda Maharaj wants to speak now?
The secret was that he had took Krishna from Devaki and Vasudev.
Okay. No. Naman Pandey?
Sir, it was that Garga Muni had foretold that these were the avatars of Ananta Shesha and Vishnu.
So yeah, the reference is correct, but the detail is little different. But anyways, Naman Pandey gave the right answer. So Garga Muni came to Nanda Maharaj's house when Krishna was a small child. You remember that, right? And he conducted the name-giving ceremony. Okay. So that was done secretly. Who were there when Garga Muni was giving names, Krishna and Balram? Who all were there in that event? Yes, Kamakshi, you know? Who were there when Garga Muni was giving names to Krishna and Balram?
Mata, Rohini Mata, Nanda Maharaj, Garga Muni, and Krishna and Balram.
Krishna and Balram and some cows. No one else was there. Okay, only these few people were there. So all the other elderly Gopas and Gopis of Vrindavan did not know this. So Nanda Maharaj wanted to reveal that fact. So when Krishna was very young, very small, Garga Muni came to our house and he conducted the name-giving ceremony. And he also told us that this Krishna is empowered specially by Narayana. He has Narayana Samogunaihi. He has some qualities equal to Narayana. Because of the special blessings of Narayana, my child is doing such superhuman activities and killing demons and lifting mountains. So you should not withdraw your parental affection and fatherly affection on my child, thinking that he must be God. So that's a very convincing answer. Nanda Maharaj always believed, whenever Krishna is doing some superhuman activities, Nanda Maharaj always believed that Krishna is blessed by Narayana especially. So now, you know what was the response of the Gopas? Gopas became very upset. You have kept it secret for 7 years. For 7 years, you have not revealed this news to us. And we thought that you have given him the name Krishna. But now we came to know that Gargamuni has given that name Krishna to Krishna. So no friendship with you. We are cutting friendship with you. So like that, the Gopas became very upset with Nanda Maharaj. And they all went to Vrishabhanu Maharaj. And there's a very long story. I don't have time to cover all that. There's some more important aspects of the story that we need to cover. So this whole chapter is called Gopa Vivada. Anyways, Nanda Maharaj revealed this news, and henceforth all the other Vrajavasis also started thinking that Krishna is empowered by Narayana. That's why he's doing these magical deeds. So the next day, Krishna, Balaram, the Gopas, and the cows and the calves went to the forest as usual. Okay. So then he went to Govardhan, especially alone, leaving all his friends. He went to Govardhan alone to see if Indra's reign has caused any harm to Govardhan. Just on the pretext of seeing, but actually nothing happens to Govardhan, that Krishna knows, but he just went there out of his concern and love and affection for Govardhan. So meanwhile, something special happened in the upper planets, heavenly planets. As I said before, Indra was embarrassed. He was completely humiliated. So Indra went to Brahma. Whenever the Devatas get some trouble, they go to Brahma for guidance. So Indra went to Brahma. And he spoke the whole thing. I have created a big devastating rainfall in Vrindavan. So then Brahma said, recently I also have done a mistake. I have stolen Krishna's calves. I have stolen Krishna's boys, Krishna's Gopa friends. Now you have done something, some mischief like this. See, Brahma, when he had stolen all the calves and boys of Krishna, Krishna expanded himself into calves and boys, and he had loving reciprocations with all the gopis and cows. And when Indra created rainfall in Vrindavan, Krishna lifted Govardhan, and he again loving reciprocations with all the Gopas and all the Vrajavasis. So although the Devatas are creating some havoc in Vrindavan, Krishna is converting those situations into very memorable, sweet pastimes. Okay, that is the expertise of Krishna. So, but one thing is, Brahma tried to separate the cows and calves from Krishna. But Indra's mischief brought all of them together. Okay, these are some observations. But anyways, Indra went to Brahma, and Brahma said, you should immediately go and beg forgiveness from Krishna for prayers. And Indra said, no, I cannot go now. I'm very afraid. He may give me punishment. Indra is very, very much afraid. So actually, Indra was thinking, more than guilt, he had shame. And more than repentance, he had fear. What was that? Indra thought Krishna had Krishna had protected the Vrajavasis from my rainfall, but he has not punished me. Now the next thing is, he may punish me. Okay, Indra is after Krishna's punishment. So Indra was afraid. So Brahma said, okay, Krishna loves cows. You go to Surabhi. There is another Goloka planet within this universe where Surabhi cow is there. So Brahma told Indra, you go to Surabhi, take him there. Take Surabhi to Krishna and beg forgiveness. So Indra went along with along with Surabhi, he went to Krishna and begged forgiveness. And he offered prayers also. Very long story. So he offered prayers and he was very fearful. Then Krishna said, see, whatever powers you have is because of me. And you have forgotten that I am the source of your strength, and you have become so puffed up and proud of your position, material position. So never be proud like this. You can go back. So then Indra begged forgiveness. Indra told Krishna, I can foresee that in your future pastimes you will settle in Mathura, then in Dwaraka. You will also go to Hastinapur. So my son Arjuna, So Arjuna is an amsha of Indra from one perspective. Okay. So Indra told Krishna, Krishna, you should take care of my Arjun. You should give him some special affection. Krishna said, okay, tathastu. I'll take care of Arjun, don't worry. I'll become his dear friend, closest friend. Once I go back, once I go to Mathura and Dwaraka. So then Krishna forgive Indra, but although Krishna taught a lesson to Indra, he did not dethrone Indra. Krishna did not say, Indra, you cannot be the king of heaven anymore. He continued. He may disapprove some misdeed of a devotee, but he doesn't disown them. He doesn't reject them. Okay. So Krishna allowed Indra to continue. Then Indra and Surabhi decided that we must worship Krishna. We must perform Abhishek of Krishna. Okay. So all of them, these two, Surabhi and Indra, decided to coronate Indra as the real Indra, real king of entire Gokul. So at this moment, all the other devatas came there. Indra, Surabhi were there, but Shiva came, Brahma came, and many other devatas came, Saraswati, Sachi, and Goddess Earth. Many devatas came there near Govardhan and started worshipping Krishna, doing some arti, offering some abhishek to Krishna. And all the personified rivers came and offered pots filled with waters. So like that, all these devatas worshipped Krishna and coronated Krishna. And meanwhile, the Gopal friends of Krishna, they were very far. They were seeing, what is Krishna doing alone, leaving us? They were absorbed in their play. So Krishna took a little break and came to Govardhan. And he's taking longer break. And from a distance, all the Gopas were seeing, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? And then they saw Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Surabhi, and Airavat. So many devatas were surrounding Krishna. They were seeing from a distance. Okay, they were all worshipping Krishna, doing arati of Krishna. And the Gopas saw, and then they started running towards Krishna. Krishna understood that. And devatas also understood. Devatas disappeared from there. Krishna was alone. Okay. And meanwhile, the Gopas came running to Krishna and said, Krishna, you are discussing with someone. We have seen some special personalities. They were doing some worship to you. They were doing arati to you. They did abhishek to you. No, I don't know. Krishna is kind of playing innocent here. Then the Gopas saw some arti plates, some diya, some dhoop, deep, and other things. So out of their playful mood, all these little Gopas, they picked up all these arti plates and agarbattis and diya lamps and started offering arti to Krishna. Second arti. First arti. As it is natural for all the Gopas to always narrate what happened during the day in the forest to the elders, they are doing now also. So all the younger Gopas went to Nanda Maharaj and other older Gopas and Gopis and said, you know, Nanda Maharaj, we have seen something very special today. Krishna left us and went towards Govardhan, and near Govardhan, so many people came, big people came to meet Krishna. We saw a person with 4 heads. We saw another person with 1,000 eyes. We saw another person with 5 heads. We saw another person sitting on a bull. We saw one person sitting on a swan. We saw a big elephant. And we saw a big cow. So they were all worshipping Krishna. They were all doing arati of Krishna. Oh, really? All the elders were expressing their astonishment and surprise in front of these little boys. And they asked, what did you do then? Then the Gopas said, we ran towards Krishna and saw all the arati paraphernalia lying in front of Krishna. We picked up those arati plates and did arati to Krishna. Then all the elder Gopas and Gopis said, okay, we will also do arati to Krishna. They brought their arati plates. And again another arati to Krishna. One evening, 3 artis. One done by the devatas, one done by the small Gopas, another arati done by the elders, elder Gopas and Gopis. So Krishna received all these loving artis. The first Aarti was a reverential Aarti. But the next two Aartis are loving Aartis. And Krishna loved the Aarti done by the Gopas and the Gopis more than the Aarti done by the Devatas. Okay. So in this way, the greatness of the Govardhan episode is really unlimited. So it's not possible to discuss the details and the depth of Govardhan episode in just 1 or 2 hours that we are attempting to do now. But we will conclude our Govardhan Lila with this one shloka that kind of summarizes everything in Govardhan Lila. So we will recite. Be ready? Naman Pandey, you want to recite?
Okay.
Deve varshati yagna viplavarusha vajrasma varshanilaihi.
Deve varshati yajna vipla varusha vajrasma varshanilai.
Sidat pala pashustriyatma sharanam drishtvanukampyutsmayan.
Sidat pala pashu striyatma sharanam drishtvanukampi utsmayan.
Utpatyeka karena shailamabalo lilochilendram yatha.
Utpayatyaika karchna shailam abalo alilo chilindram yatha.
Vibhrad goshtam mahendra madabhet priyanna indro gavan.
Vibrat goshtam apan mahendra madabhet priyanna indra bhava gavam.
Okay, thank you. Chinmayi, you recite or you want me?
I will repeat.
Okay. Deve varshati yagna viplavarusha vajrasma varshanilaihi.
Deve varshati yagna viplavarusha vajrasma varshanilaihi.
Sidat pala pashustriyatma sharanam drishtvanukampyutsmayan.
Sidat pala pashu striyatma sharanam drishtvanukampyutsmayan.
Lila utpatyeka karena shailamabalo lilochilendram yatha.
Utpatyaika karena shailamabalo lilochilindram yatha.
Vibhrad goshthamapan mahendra madabhet priyanna indro gavan.
Bibrat goshthamapan mahendra madabhet priyanna indro gavam. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Kartik, you want to do that? Or
Deve varshati yagya viplavarusha vrajasma varshanile sidat pala pashu striyatma sharanam drishtvanukampyat saman utpatyaika karena shailamabalo lillochirandram yatha Bibrad goshthamapan mahendra madabe priyana indro gavam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, excellent. Thank you, all 3-4 of you. Deve varshati. This is summary of entire Govardhan Lila. Deve varshati. Deve refers to Indra. Varshati means he created a devastating rainfall. Why? Yagna viplavarusha. Because his yagna, Indra yagna was stopped, he became angry and started creating rain. Vajrasma varshanilaihi. Vajra with his thunderbolt, lightning bolts, amsha varsha, hails and winds. Anila means winds. So he tried to destroy Indra. Sidat pala pashu striyatma sharanam. Sidat, because of cold, all the pashus means cows and calves, stri means gopis, all of them have taken shelter of Krishna, Atma Sharanam. Drishtvanukampyutsmayan, and Krishna saw these Vrajavasis tormented by Indra's rainfall, and he became very compassionate and he smiled broadly. Utsmayan. And what did he do? Utpatyaika karena shailamabalo lilochilendram yatha. He effortlessly picked up Govardhan mountain as if a small child picks up a mushroom. Utpatyaika karena. Okay. Or as a elephant picks up a small sugar cane. Okay. Shailam, abala is small child. Okay. Shailam means mountain. He lifted it. Lilo Shailendram Yata, as a lila, as a small plate. Bibharat Goshtamapan Mahindra Madabhet Priyanna Indro Gavan. In this way, Krishna protected all the Vrajavasis from Indra's rainfall and also destroyed the pride of Indra. Priyanna. So let that Krishna be pleased with us. Let that Giridhari be pleased with us. So with this prayer, Sukadeva Goswami concludes this Bhagavatam episode of Govardhan Lila, and we will also conclude our VRAJA KATHAMRITAM series on Govardhan Lila. We have one more day tomorrow. Tomorrow we will discuss a very beautiful song, prayer to Govardhan, that is Govardhana Vasa Prarthana Dashakam by Raghunath Das Nijapati Bhujadanda. So that will be after session. We'll just sing. So all children be ready to sing verses of Govardhan Dashakam. So we'll sing the shloka and discuss its meaning. Okay. With all these Leela in our mind, to understand and appreciate the song becomes very easy. Okay. That's why we discussed Damodar Lila, Damodarsatakam. Then Govardhan Lila, then Govardhan Dashakam. Okay. So thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And today happens to be the disappearance day of Srila Prabhupada, whose selfless efforts have become a great source of our nourishment and our spiritual upliftment. So the contribution of Srila Prabhupada to the spiritual welfare of the entire humanity is really unparalleled. And today we are also celebrating his disappearance day. Actually, there is no difference between the appearance and disappearance days of Acharyas in one sense, because on both days, what we are supposed to do is glorify them, remember their glorious contributions, and recommit ourselves to the teachings given by these Acharyas, and then traverse on this path of Bhakti Yoga to reach the lotus feet of Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Neelam Mataji?
अच्छा एक सेकंड मैं करती हूँ तुम्हें हाँ करती हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhu ji, I have questions. First, just a thought came to my mind. Why Krishna held the Govardhan with the left hand and that too with the tiny finger? Any significance with that?
He did not even tighten his belt, just to show indifference to Indra and humble Indra. You have created devastating rainfall with all your might. I can respond to it with the so-called weakest part of my left hand. Okay. So they say, bhai hath kar, something like that they say, right? I don't know Hindi properly. So like that, Krishna effortlessly did it. And also to glorify Govardhan. Okay. And lifting a mountain is not a big deal for Krishna. Krishna is proving that. Does it make sense, Mataji?
Yeah. And one more thing. There's one confusion about when we hear Vraj. So Vraj, Vrindavan, Gokul, what comprises the Vraj exactly? I'm always confused.
Yeah, Vraja Mandal constitutes all these divine forests. Okay, Vrindavan
all
is
the
also
12 forests of Vrindavan.
Yeah, and sometimes Vrindavan and Vraja are used interchangeably. But technically, Vraja Mandal includes the whole land of Krishna's pastimes. Okay.
But we don't use word Vraj Mandal every time. That we use when we do Vraj Mandal Parikrama. But we normally use word Vraj related to pastimes of Krishna. So it includes all the places of. So that does not signify particularly Vrindavan only.
No. Vraja includes all the
whole of. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And tomorrow the one you said that the prayer will do, could it be shared in the group so that we can all read it or recite it? We can have it on mobile.
We will share the song also. Song and meaning we will share. Okay, we'll discuss and then share that also along with the Zoom link.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Anand Vrindavan.